Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. And it is now the end of July, which means the Barnes & Noble Criterion Collection sale is finally coming to an end. Actually, the day this video goes live is officially the last day of the sale. I believe that date would be July 27th. So I want to share with you guys all of my final pickups from the Criterion Collection 50% off sale over at Barnes & Noble and Amazon. I think I grabbed one or two of these, plus a birthday gift that I couldn't even imagine. This thing is awesome. So we're going to go through all that today. So let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right into my final Criterion Collection haul of July. So I guess we'll stick with what I did last time and just go through these in spine order here. Another 4K heavy video. So first up we have, I want to say Yugetsu. That's what I'm going to call it. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but this is spine number 309. This is from 1953 and it is in black and white. So this is supposed to be some type of Japanese ghost story, and I am curious because of that. This is a Mizoguchi film. Again, I'm probably butchering all of these words and I apologize for that. But yeah, I've heard this one is supposed to be really great. I don't know exactly what I was looking at recently that sparked my interest in this again, but I was considering it during the sales last year and I never ended up pulling the trigger. So this time I thought, you know what? I'm gonna grab it. I'm very interested. This is Yugetsu, at least I think that's how you say it. Spine number 309 from 1953. Spine number 453 is actually an upgrade for me. I did own the out-of-print Criterion Collection release of Chungking Express, but I did sell that one on eBay, and now I have the 4K edition of Wong Kar-wai's Chungking Express. This one is from 1994, and it's a beautiful movie from what I recall, but it has been almost a decade since I watched this. I sold my Blu-ray copy, still sealed, and it went for a pretty decent price, though it went for about half of what others are selling it for. I gave a great deal on it, if I do say so myself, but it was enough to, you know, purchase this and a couple of the others in this video. So it was definitely worth keeping that one sealed, but this I will for sure open up. I know this one it's a little divisive, I want to say, because the color grading on this is a little bit different than what was available on the old Blu-ray, and some people just don't like it. So I'm not sure what I'll think about it, but let's be honest, I'll have zero recollection when I go back to watch this if it looks identical or if it looks completely different. It's been so long since I've seen this, I'll never remember that. But yeah, just an awesome movie from what I remember of it, so I definitely need to revisit this. This is Chungking Express from 1994, spine number 453. Spine number 711 is one that I've been contemplating since it released, I don't know, a year or two ago now, but I finally pulled the trigger on The Beatles, A Hard Day's Night. So this one is from 1964, another one that's in black and white, and I have just read really great things about this over the years. I love the Beatles. My dad was a giant Beatles fan growing up, and so that's kind of what got me into them a little bit, but I've never seen this movie or any of their other movies either, but this is the one available in 4K from Criterion, so I had to finally pick it up, and I'm happy to own it now because I've heard awesome things about this release. I think the review I was reading was just very positive, and if I'm not mistaken, I think there is a full-length documentary on here as well, which is really cool. Yeah, You Can't Do That, The Making of a Hard Day's Night. I think that's a feature-length film, if I'm not mistaken, so should be a really good ad for the collection. This is The Beatles, A Hard Day's Night from 1964, spine number 711. I don't know what I was thinking during my first haul, because this is one that should have been at the very top of the list, but honestly, I just forgot that I needed to upgrade it. But spine number 977 is Blue Velvet. So this is a David Lynch film from 1986, and I watched this not too long ago. I don't remember exactly when it was, but very recently, and I really enjoyed this movie, and I said in that review of it that this was one I definitely wanted to upgrade because I think the colors on this will just pop in the 4K release here. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this one actually has Dolby Vision with it as well. Yeah, it does. Dolby Vision HDR. So this should look awesome. And again, another one I've just read really positive reviews about. This one I did open. I just haven't sat down to watch it yet, but it's just such a good movie. If you haven't seen this one, I highly recommend it. The title song on this is just a banger. I love it so much. So happy to have David Lynch's Blue Velvet on 4K in the collection. And I should mention, we are currently watching the TV show Twin Peaks right now, another David Lynch production. And man, I'm so glad I watched this first. There are so many David Lynchisms in there. It's crazy, but it is awesome. I am only on the 3rd episode of season 2, so I have quite a few episodes to go yet, but really enjoying that. Anyway, this is Blue Velvet from 1986 by number 977. I couldn't get past all the hype with this movie. Everyone has been talking about this over the past, I don't know, months here, even years really, but I've never sat down to watch spine number 1248, Winchester 73. So this is a Western that stars James Stewart and is directed by Anthony Mann, which just sounds fascinating to me, so I have to check this one out, and a lot of people have been talking about it. I think what really pushed me over the edge was Joe over at Physical Media Man. He talked about it and how it was one of his favorite Westerns that he watched when they were doing Western Theme a few years ago, so that's really what pushed me over the edge. I believe Ken over at Mid-Level Media is a huge fan of this as well, so I've heard a lot of great word of mouth. I had to grab it. I have to see what all the hype is about. Winchester 73 is now in the collection. This is from 1950, spine number 1248. So last but not least here today, guys, is a birthday gift from both my mom and my sister, and they did such an amazing job. This is something that I have wanted for so long, but I've been so hesitant to pull the trigger. Well, they took advantage of the 50% off sale, and now Ingmar Bergman's Cinema is in my collection, and this thing is utterly massive. So I don't think this has a spine number. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below if you know. But there's nothing on the spine, just a couple of C's. So obviously the Criterion Collection C. So we will see. I really don't know if there's anything on the inside, but look at this. This is just loaded with films. It is insane. I don't even know. I'm sure there's a number on the back here, but I don't know what it is offhand, but it's a 30 Blu-ray collector set. Now, this thing came out in 2018 and obviously was all the rage that year and, subsequent years from there. But it's one that I've just always been gun shy on. I've only seen a couple of Bergman films. Now, I really enjoyed what I've seen, but I just haven't seen a ton, so I didn't know if I wanted to pull the trigger on this. Well, now I don't have to worry about it because I got it as a birthday gift. So I cannot wait to open this thing up and start watching through these films, which I have just heard nothing but amazing things about over the years. So some of these movies in here are just so big, like Persona I still need to see. Seventh Seal I have seen, and that's a beautiful film. I need to watch so many of these though, but Scenes from a Marriage is another one that's super long, but I've heard just is incredible. So this is such a big one for me. I have already like the Godzilla set, and frankly, I'm not a Fellini fan, so I'm not interested in getting Essential Fellini. I would like to get the Wong Kar-wai set from what I've seen from him eventually, and the Wes Anderson set that just came out or is coming out on 4K. Is absurdly expensive. I will probably not be getting that one. I have a lot of his films on Blu-ray already, and I'll just stick with that. But this was one that, like, I wasn't sure if I was ever going to get it in the collection, but I was honestly getting worried that it might go out of print or they'll just, run out of them or whatever the case is. So I am thrilled now to have this massive, chonky little beast in my collection. So a huge thank you to my mom and my sister who will never watch this video, but I am so excited for this. Ingmar Bergman's Cinema is now in my physical media collection, and what an amazing birthday gift and just an awesome way to end out this month's, I should say, Criterion Collection sale. All right, now that is a haul that I am proud of. I cannot wait to dive into these ones that I haven't seen and just see what it is that they have to offer. It is so very rare that I watch a blind buy from the Criterion collection and just think to myself, that was an utter waste of time. That almost never happens. There's almost always something that's worth watching there. Now, I will say, 120 Days of Sodom, I hated that movie. I wish I'd never seen that movie, so that's the one exception, but I still keep it in my collection just in case I want to give it another shot down the road. But, you know, I didn't even mention it. I will point out that, yes, I am wearing a Bluey shirt today. We just got back from my nephew's first birthday party, and it was a Bluey theme. So, of course, we had to go all out. The family had matching shirts. It was a ton of fun. But anyway, that is it for today, guys. And that's it for my month of Criterion collecting. Now, honestly, it's not a small month by many people's estimation, but between this and the last video I did at the beginning of the month, honestly, this was one of the smallest Criterion months that I've had. One of the smallest Julys, anyway, that I've had in quite a number of years. So I'm happy about that. I have so much of the Criterion collection that I'm interested in already that every once in a while something new will come out that, of course, I want to get. But when it comes to the older releases, I don't have everything that I think I would like or think that I'd be interested in, but I have the vast majority. And so, collecting the Criterion collection for the past, since 2009, so like 15 plus years now, that's just what happens, right? You start collecting, or having in your collection most of the things you want. But anyway, now I am just rambling, so we'll stop it right there. But thank you guys so much for checking this out, and let me know down in the comments below what else you've picked up during the Barnes & Noble sale. I'd love to hear what your pickups are and any other recommendations you guys might have down in the comments. Thank you so much for being here and watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate that. But before I let you go, I'll just encourage you all to consume some media today. Thanks so much for checking this one out, and I will catch you all next time.